Hello, my dear Cancer. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between December the 1st to December 15, 2016 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I'll start shuffling your cards. And to tell you, December 14, we will have the last of 3 supermoons for 2016. This moon is also known as the full cold moon and the full long night's moon, and also as the moon before Yule, the midwinter solstice. So, December 13 to 14, there will also be invisible meteor showers in the sky, the Geminids meteor shower. It is considered to be the most powerful meteor shower, but it will be a bit damped by the full supermoon this year. So, I call the divine with love and light, and I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer viewers about love, creativity, and spirituality. It was already ready, so I will just tune in a little bit. Okay, this is your future. This is your now, and that is the past. The now is probably the time, the first half of December 2016. But whenever you watch this is probably the exact right time to see it. Okay, so the first card for you, Cancer, is 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is a beautiful card about cooperation and working together, trying to reach a higher goal. Trying to be a good person and trying to help one another also become good persons. It's kind of teaching each other, showing each other the way. It's here being the bigger person, kind of even out the scores between people. Don't be on such a high horses, but actually like kind of try to help people see themselves and to take care of themselves. It's a very beautiful card about compromises and about sharing equally, and knowing that no one is above anyone else. It's kind of we're all in this together. We just have, if you have walked like 1,000 miles in someone else's shoes, you will know why they are acting like they do. So it's kind of a non-judgment also, and not judging people, but actually see how they are working, how they are trying to be better persons, and not like helping them so much as kind of teaching them a little bit, so they will be able to do things on their own. They don't need your help eventually. So it can be a teacher situation. It can also be a relationship where you need to compromise a lot. And here's a 5 of Pentacles. So it seems like someone in your surrounding or you are kind of affected by a very bad self-esteem, a feeling of not being loved, a feeling of being alienated, not being equal to anyone else, not getting this understanding and support that they so much wanting. So it seems like you might be helping someone that's kind of out in thin ice and have loose confidence in themselves, and also sometimes the willingness to live. Actually, it's have been a rough year for many people, so this is really being out in the cold and trying, like, you know, like a frozen flower to turn against the sun and getting some sunlight and fulfilling your life, even though it's so hard with this kind of climate and nothing is growing here. So it's very much being out on your own and still trying so hard to make things better, to kind of being a better, more highly developed spirit for each and every day, but feeling like how hard it is, how much resistance there is for this to happen. And the next card is Page of Wands. So it's a kind of a, no, this is not how it was supposed to be, like crying out for the power of your lungs and trying to find other people, like other people in your situation, people to cooperate with, people that feels the same way you do, having a longing inside of you that's wanting to hit the ground running, kind of. So it's a fire energy. It's a little child, it's a page, so it might be a really young person in your surrounding, or someone doing some kind of inner child work. It's very usual to have this feeling when you are a child, because you have so little control of your life. So it might be a little fiery, revolutionary kind of person you have in your surrounding that maybe doesn't want to like behave like people expect them to do, but actually going their own way, and therefore being like maybe hit with a lot of feeling of being alienated and not being a part of the group and things like this. But this is a person walking their own path, and they want to find others that's kind of seen the same things they have seen and experienced the same thing they have experienced. They want to share this, what they have learned from this experience of being this alienated. They want to share this with others, and so I feel it's a very like almost hurting longing here with this person. They have a hurt, and they have turned it into a longing for some improvement and hope for a better tomorrow, and hope for finding people that's kind of suitable with them. It might be the same person for some of you. This it can be you, or it can be a person in your surrounding that you kind of have some kind of caretaking for, like a teacher-student situation. But it can also be like a person that have tried their best to kind of compromise and be the best version of themselves, but still being met by this coldness and not finding their crowd here. So yes, Three of Swords. It's this broken heart. It's feeling of being betrayed, feeling of not having friends around you, but actually enemies, and this longing that I felt with the Page of Wands, wanting to have find friends and not always being surrounded by enemies, not always have to fight so hard to prove that they are worthy of love and attention. And it's like a person being very revolutionary, but in the same time having a very strong need of improvement and love from others. It's like a very fragile person, but in the same time a person that doesn't really want to bow before others. They want to be loved for the person that they are, and this is not possible to happen before this person actually loved themselves and kind of align themselves with their self, and don't try to find people that will accept them, but actually accept themselves first. This is usually how you heal this kind of, it's kind of a trauma here. And here's a chariot, and this is when you have taken both your good parts and your bad parts in the same kind of chariot and deciding, this is me, this is who I am. I'm not going to change, I'm going to be me. But I'm not going to hurt people in the process. I'm just going to be me and being uniquely me. And if someone is like kind of disturbing themselves upon me, that's their problem, not mine. Because this is a person aligning themselves with their self, because they are so fed up with this this kind of situation that they're in, where they can't do anything to get loved. So what's the point? What's the point of trying? It's much better to get rid of the conflict and be just yourself. In like, it's almost like a person on the glide. Like it's better to be respected. If you can't be loved, you want to be respected, and if you can't be respected, you want to be feared. So I feel that it's a person kind of giving up on other people and aligning themselves with themselves, and it's for a good end cause. But the journey to that place might be very rocky for some of those. And it's a fiery person, so it might be your inner child that's kind of doing a bit of uproar here, or it might be a person in your surrounding on the march of rebellism here, revolutionary thingies. For some of my people here, it might be like being almost like a juvenile criminal, like stealing cars and things like this, wanting this high ride, wanting this rush, and wanting to be like accepted. So going from trying to be a good behaved person to kind of skip every rule and every man for themselves, and I do whatever I want. So it's kind of something is turning here, and it's because of pain and because of being like not included that has made this happen. But it might go really well here, because this is a major arcana card, the Chariot, and it's kind of saying this, what the person felt like. You can't try to be someone else. You need to be you, with all what that is, that means. But you are not supposed to hurt other people. You're supposed to feel like you feel and kind of express it. I feel alienated. I feel like I don't have anywhere where I belong. But if you don't have anyone to tell this to, then it's becoming this revolution against the society, revolution against the family, revolution against every kind of system. Because if no one listens to my pain, I will show them how painful it is. Because it can't be stored, this energy. It's a person wants to, they have really a bright soul, and they are not going to be like broken easily. They are rather going to like, they are not going to bend either. Okay, so here's the Ten of Pentacles. So it seems like anyway, coming from rather stable situation, like coming from a situation with a lot of values, a lot of beautiful things, and a safety and a safe surrounding, and feeling some kind of like compassion from other people and loyalty and things like this. So it's a rather nice foundation. It might be that this person is feeling very happy inside their family, but when they move outside, they don't get the same response. Here we have the High Priestess, and that's a little bit like the Chariot. We see the black and the white here, and that's she is divine. She is kind of she is in the know. She's a person that knows things, and I think this is an inner knowing with some person, a person that really knows like how things are going down, and knows how who they are, and it's a very sense of security with this, that in the most struggling cases, still being knowing that you are right, like I know this is the right way to go, even though you get a lot of resistance. You see, this is the Moon here, and this is Cancer and Sagittarius energy in the same, and the Moon is somewhat connected with Cancer. The Cancer striving against the moon and ebb and tide and things like this. So it's something going on here that's deep in your core. It's kind of touching deep things in your core, and kind of touching those special areas where you have stored memories, where you have stored memories of something old, something that's coming from deep parts of you. And it was programmed to be like this. It was programmed for this knowledge to wake up right now. So it seems like you are well taken care of anyway, even though it has been like a rocky ride here. It seems like it might wake your knowing. This being unsupported has in some case waken your knowing. I feel for some of you, you might have like a teacher role, and you need to align yourself very much with your in yourself of knowing, to be able to help students that's on the glide a little bit. Okay. Yes, here we have the Tower, this student being on the glide. It might be your inner child kind of making a revolution, and you want to be a good person, a stable person, and they are making a havoc in your life currently with having so much fears and hurts and feeling of not belonging, and it's kind of building up to some kind of crescendo that's ending with the Tower. The power can't be held in anymore. It's need to be released. It's need to come out, and things are falling together with this. It's two people falling and a lot of rocks and a crown. kind of the ego. And this is a good situation. This is the eye of God sending flashes down here, wants to break down this structure because they want this spirit to be free. They were right all along. It was how the other people were treating them that was not right. So this revolution is for a good cause, even if it will lead to stupid things. So it's not the person that wants attention and love that's the problem. It's kind of the unsupportive system in this society that doesn't give them the support and love and attention that's the problem. And they are just the canary birds in the mine, showing us where we have gone wrong. And it's time for a lot of wise cancer people to kind of know how to take care of those people that's are the canary birds, and also those persons that doesn't show this kind of symptoms, but actually just silently suffering. This one is not silently suffering. It's someone that you can see directly that they are kind of opposing the system here. But there's others, they are just the canary bird. There are others suffering equally, but silently. So it's some kind of bigger things going on in your life now that not just involves you. You might just be a spectator to it, or you might have children that's going through it, or students, or your inner child going through this situation where they are kind of making revolution against the lack of support from the surrounding. And here's a 10 of Swords. So 10 of Swords is kind of the old way, the old backbone, the old way of thinking, the old way of doing things needs to go. And it's again this very sterile. It's a desert, and here it was like a snowy landscape, but in this it's just flower being alive. Here you have an owl that's also alive. So it's kind of the wisdom of a person or a group of persons. So for some of you, it might be like your partner's suddenly going crazy and being like a young revolutionary person, not thinking that they are loved anymore and wants to kind of move to China or something, but being very like throwing away everything that they have because they don't feel supported, they don't feel loved, they don't feel like the purpose with their life is coming to its best use in this situation. And for some it will be, of course, whatever. It could be prison, it could be someone leaving, someone quitting a job, it could be a broken off relationship, but it can also come very good things out of this. Like when you come to when you have done everything you can and you come to this block and you kind of explode. And this is the pieces left from the explosion, and this is the explosion. And then we have, here comes the Emperor. So what came forth? What came forth is the Page of Wands being a grown-up person. And this is a person that's aligned with themselves. They are not longer questioning themselves. They are being able to take responsibility. And it's because they felt, they crushed themselves so hard into the wall that they decided that they don't want to be split anymore. They don't want to be shattered all over. They want to have rules, regulation, boundaries, and tell people like with the whole hand, like this is how it is. This is how I want things. So this is actually the revolutionary becoming the authority. So it's very much a revolution here. And the Emperor comes underneath the chariot, so it's almost someone going to war because of their beliefs and because of system failure, and they need to be the system instead, and they need to set up the rules. So it seems very like high tide here. I hope you understand what's going on. It's a bit puzzling for me, but it seems like it's going in the right direction anyway. So the next card for you is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, I've seen this with, I think also with, some of the other, maybe Aquarius had this in the same position. So it might be something going on with the planets and the stars here, something overall, a general energy, something about love, something about stability, something about love prevails, something about the love still being there after all this time, after all what you have been through, after all the hardships. It's still there, and it's very stable, and it's very protective, and it's very wise. It has a wisdom. So it's something very beautiful with this. It's kind of like roaming around, being very upset, and then finding out that, oh, okay, what I wanted was there all along. It's there. Maybe it's more about people starting to tell for each other what they really think about each other, and voicing the love that they have. And maybe people in the surrounding will kind of once in their life know that they are loved. I mean, parents that actually tell their children that they are proud over them and love them, siblings that reaching out to each other and telling them that they are loving each other, and friends and past lovers and current lovers, and like maybe we have been too quiet and not giving the support that we were supposed to give to our surrounding, and we didn't give the appreciation. We much rather told people what they were doing wrong. We didn't tell them when they were doing something right. And this is this love kind of opening. It's like a heart opening. It's something for the humanity, with healing of the broken heart. And healing of love, and actually not seeing love as a weakness, but as a strength that builds a community and builds bonds between people, and continuity, things that's it's kind of this society being loving instead of judgmental. So it's a big difference here. So, and the next card is Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles is a card about it's a card about boring delay. I think I had this also with Aquarius, that they were a bit afraid of going out of this shell and actually do new things, do things in a new way, kind of stepping out of their comfort zone. So maybe it's something happening here with kind of the authority, or people overall needs to step out of their comfort zone and open their heart a little bit more. Maybe it will take a little time, but it seems to be on the roll anyway. So that's very good. It's a reluctant to kind of put yourself out there and show yourself that you are vulnerable. Maybe people that have a certain knowledge in their lives and have reached into a certain kind of level, maybe being parents, don't want to step away from that authority by stepping down to the child's level and kind of saying, well, I love you. And that's stupid, of course. But it has been a pattern with humanity for a long time that we're not so sharing. We are a bit locked in our own caves. And if that can change, that would change our future. And here's a Knight of Wands. So this is the rebellious person growing up, and it's no kiddie play anymore. I wonder what they will do. This is Knight of Wands is Sagittarius energy, so it's very relentless. It's not seeing blockage. It's just seeing like opportunities, and problems is for solving. So it's kind of an energy that's hard to stop. It's hard to say no to. It's hard to negotiate with, because it will just burn past you and like be away in the future already. And here's the Four of Pentacles. So that's about the same energy that's in the Six of Pentacles. Some kind of resistance. It's going to the Tower here. So it's like an old paradigm that's still resistant this change. But we see with the the fire person here. This is Aries, and you have pure fire here, Sagittarius energy here. So it definitely like fire energy. It doesn't need to be a fire sign person, but it's sure a person that's not going to settle for what they have been granted. They want a better future for themselves, and they are going to have it. And it's kind of an energy here that's trying to block in this energy, try to force it to behave due to society, laws, rules, regulation, things like this. And here we have a Four of Wands. So I think this Sagittarius energy will just escape and go around this system because it seems like the solution is already there. It's like aligning yourself with yourself, not resisting yourself anymore in your dreams, not resisting your own authority, and creating a new stability with self-love for yourself here. So I think this revolutionary person will win either way, because it seems like they will create the future they want despite of the society rules or how they are met with their family and so on. If they are not met with love and support in the current surrounding, they will find a new surrounding where they are going to be a totally new person, kind of align themselves with themselves, not settling for anything less than what they want. This is for Emperor, this is Four of Wands, a new stability with self-love, building up a new foundation for yourself. So it seems like it's a person that's first being victimized, that then are not anymore, because they have kind of just removed themselves from this situation where love was not granted and support was not granted. It's like, well, okay, then I build my my home somewhere else. Bye bye. Hope to see you next year, maybe. So it's very like they just moved themselves out of the cage and they are free. And it's not like a forest fire that it was looking from the beginning. It's more like, well, if you don't want me, I'm sure that I want myself anyway. And when I want myself, when I love myself like this, I will be very magnetic to people that's the same as me. Because what's on your inside will become your outside. So this person has done the most revolutionary act of them all, kind of liberating themselves from their old habits and old kind of patterns and traumas, and decided that I am a whole person. I love myself. This is what I'm going to settle for, and nothing less than that. So it's kind of a person like creating their own colony here, like their own thing, like creating a new kind of society for themselves, building up something around themselves instead of trying to fit in. So it's very unusual reading, and I don't know if it will resonate with so many Cancers, because I have never seen you being like this. You are more like unconditional in love, and maybe you're tired of being victimized and just deciding I won't be a victim anymore. And if that's good, what I've been saying before is if there's no victim, there will be no perpetrators. So it looks like a lovely solution anyway. It was a hard battle, but you won. Okay. So some cards from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms to my Cancer viewers. See what's going on with this fiery revolution. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we have the Well Watcher here. The Well Watcher and Cosmos. So it seems like you are very supported. Whatever you do now, you are very supported by the Divine. And we see that this card resembles a lot the Ten of Swords, with both the rusty things here and the owl. So it seems like this breakup or this breakout is actually like kind of you being called to the Divine for a re-evaluation. Like, I know another road for you. You don't have to take this one. It's kind of being in a school situation and being called to the Divine for like a pause with things, and kind of regroup your armies and doing something totally different. So it seems like wisdom wisdom with the divine is going to be very present in your life, and it's kind of going to feel like dying, but it's going to be for a good cause. So dying, it will feel like a lot of pain, I think, with this. Well watcher is often like when a relationship is breaking up, or you're losing something, sacrifice something, and then you are like in this helpless state, and that's why when you are called with the divine, to the divine, and for regrouping, and it's kind of they want to tell you that they are there for you, and also that their power is outruling yours. So you need to align yourself with the higher power in your life, because the way that you are going is not working. So here we have the cosmos also, and that's not the same thing. It's the same support, but it's more a cooperation than you just being like brutally drawn out of a situation to be like alone and feel a lot of pressure and a lot of pain, while the divine is kind of talking to you and making you wither to a little crying pile on the floor, and then rising up new. And this is when you have risen up new, when you have understand the instruction, not fighting against your own will and the divine will anymore, but kind of understanding the rules and understanding where you need to go to. And this is like this cord is going here. It's kind of your source energy, how you are communication with the divine, the communication that you have. And it's a shooting star there, a comet, and also like a dragon roaming the sky here. So it's very, and it's a crystal here. So it's a very beautiful picture, and this is always a very great support. It's creativity together with the divine vastness. They have another vision, and you are down in the dirt, kind of fighting and being like defeated, and then they just pick you up and say, okay, this was exactly what we wanted. This is exactly where we wanted you, because we wanted you to see something new. We will show you. And this is the new that they are showing you, like your way or the highway kind of thing, that you are building something new, that you don't have to deal with the old kind of heavy energy anymore. You can create a liberty for yourself within your own kind of circuit, with the kind of people that's resembling you. So the call that you made in the beginning here for wanting people that's more like you was exactly right, because this will lead you to working together with the divine, creating a totally new future for yourself and probably humanity as well. So past life oracle card, see what kind of stress that put you in the situation from the beginning. Oh, okay, so Atlantis and Mother. A bit surprising, but okay. Atlantis, as you know, was a big civilization that kind of went under when the Ice Age come to a halt. And it was like 12,000 years ago. And the sea levels rose about 120 to 130 meters. So a lot of the current habitats were submerged in water. And there was a lot of loss and devastation then. From what we have known through spiritual sources, there were also like a split between male and female in that situation. And we were like pulled apart. Before it has been like a kind of an equality and a beautiful cooperation in the golden age, and that kind of took an end here. So Atlantis is very like a nostalgic, beautiful memory of a time when humanity was more like friends with one another, and when the goddess ruled the earth. When there was a feminine kind of outlook on earth. If you look today, if you look around yourself, you will see that not so many girls are committing homicides, and they are not starting so many wars, things like this. So a goddess age is actually a good thing, and it's not that guys are bad, but they have led us through the dark ages, and they needed to be courageous and be able to protect us, because it was a very dark age and we didn't have the same kind of high vibration energy that we have when Atlantis went under. So we needed their strength to kind of pull us through. But in the end, this male energy was starting to target like the earth and women, and making them victims instead of protecting them. So that's when the pendulum went too far in that direction. And here we see Neptune here. And this is kind of a healing for both the male and the masculine and the feminine, to come back in balance, and kind of stepping out of all our comfort zone and building something totally new. And it's only our dreams and our inner longing and our inner self that's kind of setting the rules for what we can create here. But I hope this will be beautiful things. But for some of you, it might be that you have like mother issues, needing to break free, because we have also, it's a very complex thing, and I don't think I can tell it like to you so much now, but it's this: when the husband were missing out in war, the young son was needed to kind of take his place in the home, and the mother was feeling alone and having a lot of responsibility, so she put a lot of this on the son, that's therefore kind of reluctant to have relationship with girls when they grow up. So they are kind of repeating the same pattern that their long lost father did. They are kind of escaping the family into their own little world, and the mother is still with all the responsibility and still burden her sons with all her problems, and he is kind of running away, and the next mother, yes, you see where I'm coming from. There's a lot of beautiful fairy tales that it's the fairy tales with the girl without a hand, and it's also other fairy tales with a boy kind of he kind of kills all his mates because he has a mothers without hands. That's kind of driving him crazy. Okay, so it's a little bit with these narcissistic mothers and sons taking too much responsibility, and girls not finding support with a masculine person that kind of can be able to give love. It's a big mess, and it has been like this since the fall of Atlantis, and because the age just changed. We are going in a big wheel of 26,000 years, and 13,000 years ago we ended one cycle and came into a new one, and now we are ending this cycle and going back into this golden age. So it's going to be very beautiful, but it's going to be a lot of change as well, and a lot of revolutionaries. And I think also revolutionary here, as we see it in a minor scale, where you kind of can't live under this past system anymore, and you need to break free and build something else. And it's very hopeful, I think. Okay, now I've been talking too much, so take really good care, and I hope to see you again in the middle of December. So, bye-bye.